Previously on Squad Sprint.
We're on board with Formula Danny. The first race of the squad sprint, 22 rounds ahead of us, and we are going round one here in China. Primero down the outside, James brakes really late. He's going to miss the apex, miss the braking zone, and Primero goes through. Arav is up to P8, or is he? No, he's not. Tom dives through, and this is going to get crazy. Arav across the grass, into the side of Tom, but here comes Formula Danny. He's coming round the final corner under great pressure from the Saltunk brothers, but he is going to win the opening race of the Veloce Squad Sprint. What a start to the series. Hello everyone, and welcome along to round number 2 of the Veloce Esports Squad Sprint. We're here at the 5.8 kilometre Sochi Autodrom in Russia, which weaves its way around the Winter Olympic Park. First playing host to Formula 1 action back in 2014, the circuit's seen its fair share of drama, as well as Valtteri Bottas' first F1 victory. The circuit has 18 turns, 12 to the right and 6 to the left, as well as 2 lengthy DRS zones, making overtaking a real possibility. Well, as you can see from the pictures, I've managed to drag the Scottish weather all the way to Russia for round number 2 of the championship. Overcast skies and some light rain is the order of the day, and we also have a mixed up qualifying grid. Yes, that's Tiamat Marek starting from pole position. He's got Joe Eterno Wilkes alongside in second. It's P3 for the Norwegian Primero, it's 4th for Niren. Row 3 of the grid, what a story this is. Tom and Arav at it again. I'm sure there'll be more chaos between those two. It's P7 for Storm, and Jack Brembo McConnell starts from 8th. 9th in the grid, it's Veloce James. He's got Photon alongside, who was in the front row in China. P11 and P12, they share a row once again. It's Sally and Sonj. And right at the back, it's the championship leader, the winner last time out, Formula Danny, as he tries to make his way up through the field in the damp conditions here in Sochi. All eyes though are on Tiamat Marek, who starts this race from pole position, and here we are on board with him now. The 5 red lights are coming on, we've got light drizzle in the sky, and everyone is on dry tyres. Buckle up folks, this could be total chaos over the course of these 5 laps. It's Tiamat Marek leading them away from pole as they go through the kink of turn 1 and the long run down towards the braking zone of turn 2. It's a big drag race. He's got Primero on his left, he's got Joe on his right as they reach for the brake pedal. Primero's the latest on the brakes, and in comes Tom, later than absolutely everyone, kamikaze style, straight into the side pod of Tiamat Marek. We're on board now with Arava in P6, going through that neck-busting left-hander, and look at the progress the Red Bull of Storm's making there as they all run wide down here at turn 4, struggling for grip. And is that Sonj? He started down in P12. Look at the progress he's making. Arava runs wide, and Sonj makes it up to P4. 8 places gained in about 6 corners. Incredible start from him. Arava loses out to James, then has slight contact with Niren and runs off the road. So Arava losing a couple of places there. Back on board with Niren in P7 as he slides massively on the exit of that corner. And Niren P7, he's got Joe behind him in P8. Can Joe potentially line up a move down here? I expect everyone to throw caution to the wind. This is the Veloce Squad Sprint, for goodness sake. No rules. They're going to go for it like crazy over the 5 laps. And here comes Joe down the inside on FNG. Oh, that looks tidy. Look at that. Round the outside he goes on the official FNG, who got caught on the grass, get caught on the curb. That's a beautiful move from the Toro Rosso man to take P7, as again the drivers struggle to find the reference points on this opening lap on a soggy Sochi circuit. So Joe up to 7th, Niren in 8th as they both run a little bit wide, and Photon's going to slither past them up into P8 now for Photon. Back on board with Formula Danny, who of course started this race from the very back of the grid, and that's because in the Veloce Squad Sprint, the championship leader starts at the back. It's a reverse championship order. We want to make these pro esports drivers work their socks off to get the victories, and that's exactly what Danny's doing now. He's going up the inside of Niren into turn 2, and he completes that move. Niren clinging on, but I don't think he can cling on much longer, and Formula Danny moves past the Mercedes Esports driver into P9. Lovely stuff. Let's have a look at some replays from that opening lap, starting out with Tom Kamikaze Martinez into turn 1. Really late in the brakes, clean into the side of the Pink Panther of Ben. No regard for his reputation, or anyone's out in that racetrack for that matter. He is certainly one to watch. Certainly not in the commentators' good books, that's for sure. Sort it out, Tom. Sort it out, son. So P3 for him. And thankfully Ben carried on in second, Tom carried on in third, so no damage of course on in this series, but neither of them went for a spin. As we now go on board with Joe, who started this race in second, got swamped into turn 1. He was quite cautious through that first corner. Everyone else went hell for leather, and it led to Joe dropping back down into 10th place. So what happens here? Here we go, alongside Brembo, his teammate, and he clips him round into a spin. Now, oh, I wouldn't want to be Joe right now at the end of this race, having to face Franz Tost. I don't fancy that, no chance. And he spins Brembo off into the wall. On board now with Veloce James, who was actually last going into the first corner at the start. Seemed to have taken it a little bit more cautious than his counterparts out there on the racetrack. And he is looking like gaining a few places here through turn number 3. Yep, there he goes, ahead of Sally, ahead of Joe, who were struggling. And then takes the scenic route off the runoff area and gains an absolute hatful of places. And also gets an illegal overtake for overtaking a car that was in the barrier. So that's a bit of a strange one. So James up to P5, we're back live with the action, and he runs really deep on the second lap here, and he's going to be under pressure here from Anova, who's on the inside through that long left-hander. Is Anova going to have the jump? He forces James right out to the extremities of the circuit, and James now off the road again through that corner for the second lap in a row. Anova slithers up the inside, and is Anova through? Slight bit of lag, it looks like it, and Anova up to P5, and now he's going to do battle with Tom. The two big rivals from the Chinese Grand Prix. Is history going to repeat itself? Yes, it is. Off the track, into the wall they go. And Anova now shoots across the track, wipes out the Mercedes. They go down like Skittles, and that is complete chaos. Anova there, pulling off a Mark Webber from the 2010 Korean Grand Prix. Slew across the racetrack. See if I can take out a Mercedes. Webber took out Rosberg. Anova took out 2 Mercedes. Incredible stuff from Anova there. Using his inner Mark Webber. Clever stuff. I'm proud of you. Anyway, on board with Formula Danny as he tries to recover from that horrendous scene he's just passed. It's P7, he's got Sally on his inside, Sally now on the outside, and Sally's going to make that move, isn't he? Great traction there for Sally Saltunk, the Sauber driver. He's going to now have the inside for turn 16, and Sally's through. Danny tries the cutback, but he gets caught in the curb in the damp conditions and loses out, and Sally moves up to P7. Veloce Primero sets a new fastest lap. He's out front in the lead of this race at the moment as we now go on board with Eternal Veloce, who's recovering from that slow start to the race, having been cautious in the first corner. He's P5. He's got Veloce Photon up behind him, and we know he is very quick as well. So Photon gaining on Joe. No sign of making a move at the moment for Photon, but boy oh boy, it's been a breathless start to this race as we now go back to the controversial replay of Tom versus Anova. Now folks, we always love to hear what you think. We love to hear your opinions at Veloce. Who's at fault for this one? Is it Anova or is it Tom? Oh, for me, that is a racing incident, just down to the damp conditions as Tom sees a flying orange car go through his screen. Not a pretty sight. And they get back underway again, the pair of them, in 11th and 12th. Now, back on board with Niren in P10, the FIFA Master. Up behind Veloce Storm, who's in P9 at the moment. These guys, the 2 newest members to the Veloce team in this race, doing battle over P9 and P10. Keep an eye on those guys in the future. Eternal Veloce then, P5. He's got Photon behind him in P6. He's still clinging on, but Photon is tucked right up behind him here on lap 3 out of 5. Surely Photon, the Hungarian driver, will be eyeing up a move pretty soon. He's on the outside here of Joe. Still can't do it. Joe looks really cautious, and Photon dances past him as if he wasn't even there. And Joe now, unfortunately, if he looks in his mirrors, we'll see 2 seasoned pros in F1 Esports, 2 esports race winners as well in Formula Danny and Sally Saltung. I don't actually think Joe would actually have wanted anyone worse in his mirrors than those 2 at the moment as Photon passes him, and now he's under pressure from these 2. Lap 3 out of 5, it's still Primero in the lead, Tiamat Marlik in second, but that battle is closing up front. We'll keep an eye on that one in the closing laps, but at the moment Formula Danny P7 still making up ground from the back row of the grid, and he's closing on the back of Joe, and he fancies taking away P6 from the content creator. He's through into the penultimate corner, up the inside, and takes P6 away. Next up on his radar is his teammate and fellow countryman Veloce Photon. So good stuff from Formula Danny. Next up in the defensive for Joe is Sally. He's right behind him in P8, and surely he's going to pull alongside and get this move done down into turn 1. Can't quite pull alongside because Joe's also got DRS in the car in front. Through turn 1 they go. Turn 2 I should say. And Sally is through. He brakes at the right time. Joe runs a little bit wide. And through he goes. What we got here? Niren steaming into the side of Storm. Goodness me, that was late. Stick to FIFA, my man. Stick to FIFA. Anyway, back to the leader. Veloce Primero out front by 0.7 of a second ahead of Tiamat Marduk. In second, the Aussie only 0.7 behind. Can he pull off a famous win? That'll please a few people watching the video. He's got a huge fan base, of course, as we go on board with Veloce James in P4 now. The E-Rock champion, closing in on the Sauber F1 Esports driver. Sochi, third against fourth, looking for the final podium slot, these two. These two are the only two really that could realistically catch the front two. The rest are quite far away. Even those two are far away from these guys as Tiamat Marduk begins to close on Primero. He can smell blood. He can sense a victory here in the second race of the squad sprint. He's pushing the Norwegian through the corners. Here comes the Aussie right onto his tail. Primero holding on for now, but Ben is right in position. He's going to try the switch back through turn 16 on the run down towards turn 17. They almost touch. They do now touch as they go into the penultimate turn. All this is allowing Sochi to gain and gain and gain on this leading duo. Final lap of the Grand Prix. Primero leads just about ahead of Ben as FNG picks up a 2-second time penalty there on our screens. So he and Arav down in 11th and 12th don't look like they're going to be picking up any points at all. Back to Veloce James, who's doing his best to do something about Sochi in P3, who's of course stormed up from 12th place to find himself in 3rd, and he's doing a great job. Back to Primero though, out front, holding off Ben for the moment. The Force India driver, 2.5 tenths behind him. He's right there, ready to pounce on this final lap of the 5-lap squad sprint here at Sochi, round 2 of the championship. Primero leading at the moment. Ben, the pole sitter, can he convert that into a victory as they go on to what will surely be the best overtaking opportunity on this final lap, the only one that's left for Ben. Here he comes then. On board we go with the Aussie. He's gaining, he's gaining, he's gaining. He's opened up the DRS. He's in mode 4. He's pulling down the outside. And has he got the overspeed? Has he got the move done? He's very late, but he is through. Up into the lead of the race right at the end. And I think it's heartbreak for the Norwegian. It's joy for the Aussie as Tiamat Marduk takes the lead away on this final lap. Primero will surely chuck it up the inside and hope. Will he do it? No, he won't, and that means to say that Tiamat Marduk will come round the final corner. He will win the Russian Grand Prix. The second race of the Veloce Squad Sprint Series belongs to him. It's second place for Primero. A gutsy performance, but not enough to win in the end. It was third for Sochi, who came all the way from P12. A fantastic race here in Sochi. Formula Danny, the winner of the opening race. The second one goes to the content creator Tiamat Marduk. And the mixed up grid really did provide some fantastic action as Arava at the end there picks himself up a 2-second time penalty by trying a late lunge on Niren. There is the final race results from the second race of the championship. It's the Aussie Ben Tiamat Marduk Daly who picks up the 25 points. Primero comes home in second, 18 points for him. Sochi, what a drive. Driver of the day, I suppose, coming from 12th with 15 points in third. Veloce James, a solid effort to come home fourth. Photon brought it home in fifth. Formula Danny was sixth. VS Flying Finn was seventh. Joe Eternal Wilkes in eighth. Tom and Arava, you just cannot separate them at all over the first two races, can you? It's Tom Martinez who comes home in ninth, and Arava, just by the skin of his teeth, nabs a point in 10th. And here's how the Drivers' Championship looks after 2 rounds of racing. It's all square at the top between Formula Danny and Veloce Alonso. They both have 33 points each after 2 rounds. Tiamat Marduk climbs from the bottom of the pile up to 3rd place with that surprise win here in Sochi. Photon and James share 22 points each in 4th and 5th. Sally is 6th, only 1 point further back. Primero is 7th, and he's gutted not to have won today. Then a big gap back to Brembo in 8th, he's got 8 points. Storm in 9th has got 6 points. Arava has got 5 in 10th. Joe Eternal Wilkes has got 4. Tom has got 4 as well. FNG, he's got 1 point. John Isa Harris and Alexander Doniaden have yet to score a point.
Next time, round 3, France.